Hey everyone, so I'm back with another live video just to talk about some things that, I've mentioned before, but really some relationship topics that I see floating around the internet at all times. Particularly from the MGTOW crew, other relationship coaches, this, that, and the third. And it's, okay, number one, this idea of women becoming old cat ladies because they don't want to just settle and just take any guy, right? And there's that. And then there's topics around women's labor, which is my favorite topic lately. It's like my favorite topic lately. I've been telling women to stop working for free, stop doing all this domestic labor for free, stop doing all this emotional and intimate labor for free, right? Because if you think about it, like there are people who get paid to cuddle. You know what I mean? Not that I'm saying like everyone should always get paid to cuddle, but it's just like understand that what you provide in a relationship is valuable. Because there are professional cuddlers, like professional cuddlers exist. Women who act and give the GFE, which is the girlfriend experience, exists. Like there are men who pay for this. Like there is a market for this. Okay, sorry, I'm getting into it. Okay, so that's number two, and number three is the question of whether or not like are women the prize? Are men the prize? Who is the prize? Right? Is there even a prize when it comes to dating in the dating market and relationships? Right. And I think when it comes to these three topics and these three matters and questions, this article really exposes a lot. Right. Number one, let's talk about the whole old cat lady theory. Now, this video is entitled Older Women Know Men Are a Burden. Right. Because older women usually, and we're talking about 65 and up. Here's an article right here that says the new reality of dating over 65. Men want to live together, women don't. And in this article, they talk about this man named Alfonso, who basically has been married 3 times and he's trying to get married a 4th time. And he's begging his latest girlfriend to live with him. He's like, can you please live with me? Because he knows the labor that women put up and put out for men. The domestic labor, the emotional labor, the intimate labor, right? And to top it off, there are men who expect all of this labor. And then to make matters even worse, they expect the woman to also work, which is absurd. Like to leave the house and work when she's already putting in 3 professions worth of work by being with him, right? So I wanted to go over this article a little bit to really reveal some things. So this question about being the old cat lady, like, I mean, you have women talking about how they'd rather live alone, man. They're like, yo, these men are so much work that I'd rather live alone. Look, I can have male companionship, but you got to stay over there at your house and I'll stay here. They don't want to live with these old men. They know these old men are frail and dying, and a lot of these old men are just looking for caregivers. Understand that a lot of these old men are looking for caregivers. Okay, here we go. This is really the part that kind of sums up this theory and this talk about, oh my gosh, if you don't get your act together, these women are just so picky. Oh, if y'all women just continue to be so picky, you're gonna die an old cat lady. Trust me, these old women in this article, 65 and up, they're old. They'd rather die alone than live with a man again. That's how much work it is to be in a relationship with a man. Now, I'm going to read this section from the article. It says many women resist moving in with men because they remember previous marriages and the unequal division of labor at home, said Bella DePaulo, author of How We Live Now, Redefining Home and Family in the 21st Century. Having a place of their own, she said, offers senior age women time to rest, think, and pursue their interests instead of feeling exhausted by the chore wars. They want to have their own place in their own way, said DePaulo, an academic associate in social psychology at the University of California, Santa Barbara. Okay, now I'm gonna read the second part, since we're talking about the unequal division of labor at home. When a guy chats up 77-year-old Montrealer Rhoda Nadell at her tennis club, her brain quickly fast forwards. Dinner dates will turn into a relationship, which will inevitably find Nadell cooking, cleaning, and eventually caregiving for the elderly gentleman. She says, I don't want to take care of anybody. I want to take care of me, said Nadell, who divorced her second husband 2 decades ago. You want to be friends and get together. When I say it's okay to get together, fine. But to be in a relationship where I have to answer to somebody else, been there, done that. Don't want to do it again. Now, you have these old women. Do these old women look like they are afraid of dying alone? These old women are afraid of being made a domestic slave again. That lady said, oh, when I started dating, my mind fast forward to the dating, and eventually the dating turns into a relationship, and the relationship turns into me cooking, cleaning, and caregiving for this old man. She like, nah. She would rather, quote unquote, die alone as an old cat lady than to be made into a domestic slave. Now, this is why I'm talking about women's labor. Now, I've said this over and over again in multiple lives. There was a man that hit me up online, slid into my DMs talking about, oh, I want to talk to you, I was like, okay. He was like, what type of man you like? I say, I like the protected provider type of man. Then this man gonna tell me, well, if a man is gonna provide, then on the other hand, the woman gotta be, what he said the woman has to be an A+ wife. That means cooking, cleaning, taking care of the kids and extended family, while also staying at home and flipping the money I bring home. And she got to kill her ego and support me and the mission of the family. So you want her to have 7 jobs while you just have one? Why is that reasonable? I messaged him back twice. He didn't answer me. I saw the red receipt. He read my messages, both of them. He did not reply to my answer. I said, just please help me understand. Why do you think it's reasonable for the woman to take on 7 jobs? You want her to be the chef. You want her to be the maid. You want her to be the nanny. You want her to be the babysitter. You want her to be the sex worker. You want her to be your personal cheerleader. You want her to be your financial advisor, an investor, a personal investor. You want her to have 7 jobs. And your only job is to have a job outside of the house and pay the bills. That's your only job. And you don't even want to do that. You think you're doing her a favor. And the thing is, like, a lot of these men think they are doing these women a favor, but the women are actually doing all of the work. The vast majority of the work. 7 jobs. If that wife went out and applied to all of the jobs she had to do at home, she would make 7 times more money than the man. If she went out and applied to be a chef and got a chef job, if she went out and applied to be a maid and had her little own cleaning service, her little side hustle cleaning service, she would have that. She went out and turned herself into a professional nanny. She'd be making a lot of money doing that. If she went out and became a financial advisor, a personal financial advisor, she would make a lot of money doing that, right? So it's like, what you need a man for? The man isn't going to give you 6 figures to stay at home and do this domestic labor for free. But if you did all of those jobs, if you applied for all of those jobs individually outside of the home, that woman will be a very high earner. So we have women here. We have older women. These women are 65 years old talking about, I don't want a relationship because I'm going to end up cooking, cleaning, and eventually caregiving for the elderly gentleman. Y'all, you think I'm joking? Look, she says it here. No, let me read this. It says, many women resist moving in with men because they remember previous marriages and the unequal division of labor at home. And then she talking about a lady that she interviewed, a 77. This woman is 77 and would rather die alone than to do all of the domestic, intimate, and emotional labor that women are expected to do while they're in relationships with men. This woman is 77 and would rather die alone without some man in her home. Think about that. So the next time you hear one of these mugtail men come through talking about you're going to die alone, you're going to die alone as an old cat lady. You showed him this article. You showed him what these 77-year-old women, senior citizens, senior women are saying. These senior citizens would rather die alone than to be a domestic slave again. You understand? Okay, I'm sorry. I just went off again. I'm so sorry. Okay, let me read these comments. Chelsea says, I think I saw this article too today. Once men get older, they stop looking for younger women and seek out a nurse with a purse. Yes, honey. And the Machiavellian Empress says, hey girl, what do you think is the solution to this? Stop doing the work, go on strike. Listen, the solution is to stop it. Stop. If a man want to live with you, you have to make it a condition that, hey, look, if I'm going to live with you, you're going to have to hire a weekly cleaning service. You're going to have to hire a company. He's going to have to hire a company. And it's really affordable. You can get your house cleaned for like $100, like deep cleaned for $100 in certain places. You can get your house cleaned for $40 if you just want like, some basic cleaning, straightening up. It's cleaning services are very affordable nowadays. So it's like, if a man is trying and begging you, oh, come live with me, or we want to live together. First of all, he has to pay all the bills, and there has to be hired help. Whether that depends on what you. Some women, like I personally, I don't mind cleaning. Like I'm naturally a very clean person. However, I don't want to be slaving over a stove all day. So if a man wants me to live with him, I'm going to be like, well, you're going to have to provide food. Maybe you have someone come in and cook. Maybe you just go buy food. Like, I'm not going to be cooking. I'm not going to be doing all this labor. I'm not doing nobody's laundry. But I don't mind straightening up. I don't mind cleaning, right? That's just me. So it's up to the woman. You ask me, what is the solution? You have to determine what you want, and you have to set the terms. And if that man does not meet your terms, then drop it. It's not worth the labor. You can do all of this by yourself. You can be a cook, a clean, and a maid, and a financial advisor for yourself. Like, you don't have to do this for another man. Like, even when I was living on my own, like abroad, at school, like I've lived in Egypt, I've lived in Jordan, like I've lived in Oman, I would hire cleaning services for myself. Why would I go and be somebody's maid, somebody's chef, somebody's nanny, if you can hire help? If that man really wants you and wants you for you, you can hire help. So that's the solution. Work on yourself. Put that labor into yourself. But I mean, and just another thing, the last part that I want to discuss is, so, we discussed the old cat lady rumors. We've discussed the woman's labor part. Now, the last matter that I want to mention is the whole question about who is the prize. A lot of men will sit there and be like, nobody's the prize, or men are the prize because they're the leader. But here we are in this article. Let me find the exact place in the article where you have a senior man begging other senior women to live with him. Begging. So if someone is begging someone else to live with them, okay, look, let me read this. If someone is begging you to live with them, who the prize? Is the person begging the prize? Or is the person who don't want to live with them the prize? Because according to this study, a lot of these men are begging these women to live with them. Now you tell me who's the prize. It says it right here. Let me read it to you. Let me read it to you. Ooh. Wait a minute. Come on now. All right. It says right here. For more than a decade, for 10 years, y'all, this old man, so Delfonso is 66. So since he was 56, at least 56, For more than a decade, this 66-year-old man, Delfonso, a Montreal writer, has been dating a Toronto widow. The two see each other every couple of months. Delfonso wanted more. He proposed 5 times. Y'all, this man proposed to this widow 5 times. He been dating her for over 10 years. This woman like, listen, ain't nobody trying to be your caretaker. Ain't nobody trying to be your domestic slave. A lot of women like, why? Only to okay, so it said Delfonso wanted more. He proposed 5 times over 10 years. He proposed every 2 years, pretty much, only to be rebuffed with every try. The older woman refused to live with him. Delfonso said because she wanted to travel and be free. I have to ask, and I always ask, so what do you want from me? He said. Y'all think I'm joking. These old women know, because these old women have been there, done it. They've been through it. They've been the wife. They've been in relationships where these men expect these women to be slaves. They expect these women to be domestic slaves. So stop. Don't let no man, no, unless you're being handsomely compensated. Unless that man paying all the bills and buying you some investments, buying you real estate, stocks, businesses, investing in your business, giving you a little startup capital. Don't do none of that work. Now, if a man was doing all this for me, he was buying me fine jewelry, silver, gold, stocks, businesses, real estate. You know what? I'd be happy to do some laundry. You know what? You want me to do your laundry, baby? I do it. But most of these men ain't doing that much. So there's no reason for you to be going out your way and doing all this domestic labor. Let me read some of these comments. Terry Glazer says, once they find out you can cook, it's so over. They want it all the time. Well, you gonna have to get creative with getting compensated for it. You gonna have to, oh, look, this is how you do it. Oh, baby, you want me to cook? Okay, give me your credit card so I can go get groceries. Okay, go to the grocery store, buy what you need, then you get some cash back on that credit card, put that money in your bank account, and learn how to invest it. That's how you get compensated. Don't do that for free. Chelsea said, exactly. And if he refuses you requesting to receive assistance for this, he is using you. Run away fast. You can do bad all by yourself. Listen, that is the key. You can do bad all by yourself. There's no reason to be doing all this work for nothing. You know, if you did this work as like a professional name or a professional house taker or whatever, caregiver, like you got people getting paid for this work. Why are you not getting paid? Why are you doing this for free? Oh my gosh, yo, stop. Okay, the Machiavellian Empress says, I agree. I am Dominican, and a lot of these Dominican and Hispanic men want you to be a maid. My stepmother hires help. You know what, the Machiavellian Empress? There's another Dominican guy that comes on my lives all the time. He used to come on all the time. He stopped. But hopefully y'all two, I'm hoping to catch y'all two on the same live. And I'm going to mention you. His name is Fighter Complex. If you've seen him around my channel, he used to harass my channel and troll my channel. He's Dominican. We've had to, with Fighter, we've been able to convince him that a man has to be a provider, because before he expected a woman to go half and do all that work. And that's the worst thing. When a man expects you to do all of this domestic, intimate, and emotional labor and expect you to go out and have a job, now that's really a slave. Now you really a slave if you're doing all that. Terry Glazer says, that's why I won't marry. Yeah, I mean, I just don't see the point. I mean, at this point, unless like this guy is really elevating the quality of my life, there's no reason for me to get married either. Terry Glazer says, 100% true. I've had men see me cook and beg me to make them a meal. I refused. And these are fully grown men that refuse to do it for themselves. So lazy and users. Girl, I had a man tell me that he has all these female friends just so they can cook for him and send him food. I'm not joking. It was the most cringiest thing I've ever heard a man tell me. And he also told me that he wanted to stay home, be a stay-at-home dad. I'm like, oh, you feminine. Oof. Look, somebody date you, they might as well be dating a woman. Like, I'd rather date a woman than date a man like that, honestly. You a waste. You a waste of a man. Let's see. Girl, my dream is to travel and enjoy my life. I have zero intention of getting married. I would take a lot for me to settle down. I mean, a lot. Girl, you ain't ever lie. I can do really well on my own. I got more. Look, I got more than the average couple in America. Like, by myself. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, if I marry half these people, if I married them, they would be dragging me down. Literally. They would be dragging me down in a lot of ways. Education, career-wise, financially, status-wise, network-wise, a lot of these men will just drag me down. The men are very spoiled by mom and grams who want us to do the same. Yep, we ain't doing that. This is a new generation. Nope. Unless y'all sitting there really adding value to our lives. And another thing they mentioned in the article is about a lot of women have wide network of friends who take care of them. Like, I know I take care of my female friends, and when, they take care of me. So we need a man. Yes, he off the chain fighter. I mean, I'm really hoping the Machiavellian Empress and fighter get on the same live. So I'd be like, look, Mackie, look, fighter, we have another Dominican here. And she realizes how effed up it is, how in y'all culture, the men expect y'all to be maids and domestic slaves. Don't be maids and domestic slaves. That should be a little slogan. It's over. Stop being maids and domestic slaves. Hey, KK. Hey, girl. But anyway, I've said what I needed to say. I showed y'all this article. Y'all should check this article out. Just really, like, anytime these men tell you, oh, you're gonna die alone. Oh, you're gonna die alone. Oh, you're gonna be an old cat lady. You're gonna die alone. You're gonna die alone because you're too picky, because you won't settle for our dusty A's. You're gonna die alone. Show them this article and be like, look, we got women out here who are 77 who are afraid of starting a relationship with men because she's afraid of turning into a domestic slave. She know how much work it takes to be in a relationship. And she don't even want to date these 70s. This woman is almost done with her life, and she would rather die alone than to be made a domestic slave again. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you realize that a lot of these women would rather die old cat ladies to deal with a man, because that's how much of a burden they are, if they're not really doing a lot for the woman. I'm not saying all men are burdens. I'm just saying, like, it's become the norm for men to expect domestic slavery and servitude from women for them doing something basic like going to work and paying the bills. Like, you would have to do this without me. So why do you expect me to do all this work? You would have to go to work and pay your mortgage, your car note, whatever you got without, even if I wasn't here. So why are you acting like you doing me a favor? I could just go and become a professional chef and provide cleaning services and be a nanny and make more money than you. So why I gotta be here? Why would I think you're doing me a favor by providing for me? You get to be in my presence as a woman. Like, this is, listen, y'all need to share this video, share my videos with the women need to hear this message. Y'all need to share my videos so we can all deprogram ourselves and combat this brainwashing that has turned us into servants. Now, I've said this before. The source of all the source of all wealth is labor. You want to know why men, quote unquote, rule the world? Because they stole our labor. They steal women's labor. Benefit from your own labor. Worry about yourself. These men are out here stealing our labor. Do you understand? And then they take the labor that they stole. They save all their little energy and their time. And then they create systems to oppress us and regulate us. Stop letting these men steal our labor. It contributes to our subjugation as women. Stop. They let them do their own labor, then they don't got time to oppress us. Then they don't got time to sit there and make policies and laws about how they're going to regulate our bodies. They're not going to have time for that. If you stop giving your labor for free. These old women know what's up. Listen to these old women. If men didn't have no more access, like no access to female labor ever again, they be so tired doing their own labor, they wouldn't have no time to oppress us. They would have to pay maids and chefs to do their own labor. They wouldn't have time or the money or the resources to oppress us. Oh my gosh. Okay, Terry Glacier says, almost better to be single. Just have enough to pay your elder life. Real friends don't exist. I've been there, only associates. I don't know about that. I got some real friends in my life, girl. You're going to have to get you some real friends because there are some solid people out there that got you, that will have you. The Machiavellian Empress says, but most people in my culture see it as a badge of honor to be a good cook and a maid. My mom was not about that life. Well, I'm glad you had your mother. My mom really wasn't about that life either. She was like, you do the work. I had a child. You do the work, right? My dad does most of the work. But anyway, Terry Glacier said, it's sad men weren't taught to provide, but they will protect. They refuse to provide for the most part. You know why they being protective? Because they look at you as a property and they're territorial. Men are naturally territorial. So that's why that's the natural inclination. It don't got nothing to do with being taught that. Terry Glacier said, that's why there are so many songs about she got her own. Independent woman. So we don't ask or expect anything from them. They got game. They know how to. They've been manipulating women for a very long time, but it stopped. It ends here. This is why I'm asking everybody to share this video with a woman in your life. Share this video with a woman in your life, and we can start to spread the word. We can start to change the entire dynamics. You know what? Think about it. In 5 years. In 5 years, we could all be experiencing a dynamic where men are expecting to do more for us. Okay? So share this video. Terry Glacier says, I thought so too, after years. They were the very best friend behavior, then the opposite out of jealousy, perhaps. Girl, you can find some friends, girl, I'm sure. It may take some time, but you can find some friends. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please share this video. Women need to hear this because women have been brainwashed for so long into thinking being a slave and letting men steal their labor is a smart thing. Or like the Machiavellian Empress said, like a badge of honor, right? It's not a badge of honor. You look dumb. That's why they got all the time, because a woman is at home washing their dirty drawers, cooking their food, cleaning their house. They got all this time to go to their state senate. They got all this time to go to their state senate and write laws like, oh, in order for a woman to get contraceptive, she needs to have her husband sign off on. They got all this time to do that because you letting them steal your labor. Stop it. Okay, but anyway, I gotta go. I have to go to bed. I have like assignments to finish and stuff. But I'll talk to you lovely people later, okay? All right, share this video. Bye.